stewardship of giving. We have stewardship of possession. And that is our passage, Luke 12, 16 to 21. The man in that passage, Luke 12, 16 to 21, Jesus gave that parable so that to warn his followers against greed. Against greed. See, look at it. He said, the ground of a certain man, we are not told, but it could be anyone, yield an abundant harvest. Verse 17. And he thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crop. Now, if you look at the personal pronoun here alone, we have himself, shall I, number 2, I have, number 3. Okay, take us to verse 17. Then he said, number 4, this is what I will do. Number 5, I will tear, number 6, and build a bigger ones, and there I will, number 7. Give us verse 19. And I will say, how many? 9. You have plenty. Take. That was his problem. Self-centered life. Without regard to the maker. I know if we will have this kind of a man in this church, maybe one person or two, God have brought majority of us from this life. But we should prove it to him that we are not like this man. And I want to plead with you fathers. I want to plead with you. The grace of God can be with you and your family till your generation will pass and it will be transferred to your children. Don't live as if it is your might, it is your expertise. It is because you have capacity, you have brain, that God blesses you the way he did. No. Number 1 is because you are his child and his covenant of blessing is on you. Number 2, he blesses you in accordance with your family and what you are doing. I am begging you. I am begging you. Let God know that you are running the family on his behalf. Let God know that your wife, you see, when we say a man and a woman, they are one. Do you know what it means? It means 2 of you are there. We have 1A and 1B. It will not always be your thinking. It will not always be the way you are thinking. It will not always be the way you want it. So that this grace can be upon our family. So stewardship of possession is simply saying acknowledge God. Tell somebody, said acknowledge God as the source of all that you have. So let's quickly look at 3 responsibilities of being a good steward or accountable steward. Number 1 thing is that the first responsibility of being a good steward is knowing that our life, our individual life, is a gift of God to us. Your life is given to you by God, and it requires that you relate to God in the consciousness that he owns your life. This is the first essence of stewardship emphasis every year. I am to remind myself that my life, and that is what God proved to that man. Oh, you are this wise, you are this brilliant, but you forgot that the life by which you did all this did not belong to you. Tell somebody by your side, said, your life is a gift of God to you. We have a responsibility to put God in the right place that belongs to him, that is, in the center of our being. We need to relate with God as our creator by serving him and live by the guide he has provided for us, having been saved as family, church, and individual. How much our lives are controlled by God's principle to a large extent will determine our well-being